Hi guys, welcome to a new episode again today. And today we have a very exciting guest. His name is Milind Padole. Milind is the founder and MD of a company called Affordable Robotics Automation Limited. It is one of the first Bombay Stock Exchange listed company in 2018, and which is a 500 crore market cap company. They are into automated car parking. They're also into material handling robots, and they are into welding robots for auto sector. So they are currently, all these sectors are existing, and they are now pouring into warehouse automation. So let's hear it today from Milind. How is he, and how has been his accomplishment so far?
I'm good. Thank you, Dilraj. And thanks for taking your time and coming here. And it's our pleasure. So we at ARAPL are at a threshold of sustainable growth, wherein we will grow at 40 to 50% CAGR. We always thought of, productizing automation and not to customize automation. We always thought of productizing automation. So, and to make $1 billion revenue company, right? And with ARAPL RAS, we think we have just the right ingredients to reach there.
Can you deep dive on your 5-year plans for ARAPL?
Like I said, in the initial few years, we have laid a good foundation of streamlining processes and implementing best practices. By these changes, which were necessary to build a robust platform for the company to grow from a small cap to medium cap company. Last year, we have hired a professional CEO who will lead this growth phase, and we have already witnessed a 40% growth in the first year of his leadership. Today, we have a team of best talent in the industry. We have also increased our workspace by 50% and introduced employee-friendly measures like 5-day week, insurance for employees' parent, among many other things. We have formed a empowered employee welfare committee for quick resolution of employee grievances and its welfare. We have also one of the best ESOP policy which we have rolled out for our top leadership based on performance. This also ensures us the talent retention. We have created a WOW way of work culture, which is purely based on performance. So all this has helped us to reduce the attrition. Now, as I said, ARAPL is at a threshold of a consistent disruptive growth. So in FY22, if you see, we have done a revenue of 113 crores, which is like 40% growth from previous year. And also next 2 years, we plan to maintain the similar growth trajectory. As far as the future roadmap is concerned, in the short to medium term of 1 to 2 years, we are building on our strengths and we are focused on increasing our market share of existing clients, streamlining the cost, and focus on customer satisfaction. As far as medium to long term, like 1 to 5 years, our focus is on new customer acquisition, tapping EV market, and then doing robotic welding automation for new verticals like heavy engineering, like earth movers and all, then railways, defense, HAL, shipbuilding, a few of them, to name few of them. Then we also plan to enter OEM market. So presently we work for almost all tier 1 and very few OEMs. So we want to also, enter into big ticket size OEM orders And for that, we are fully prepared now. As far as car parking is concerned, in car parking, we have around 25% share in domestic market, which we would continue to focus on that. Also, in car parking, we would like to introduce AGV, mobile robotic based solutions. We would foray into international market, and also some of the government orders will start taking related to smart cities and other major cities. Also, we would work a few backward integration in car parking to reduce the cost and improve our margins.
So, Milind, for your subsidiary ARAPL RAS, so I can see with only initial fundraise, you have already created 6 to 7 impressive products and a great tech piece too. But on the other hand, I'm sure you know that other companies are raising huge funds. So, any thoughts on that?
Yeah. So we know we have raised a very small fund. So we realize that. But at the same time, we have this vision of SAIL, which is a solution for autonomous interconnected logistic. So what we have done is, right from factory to end customer, everything is going to see a lot of autonomous robots coming into picture. So that is what SAIL is, right? So we realize with limited fund we have raised, we have to create the first tech piece, which is common for all phases of SAIL. So we have created a tech piece eyewear, which is a very futuristic tech piece, and which we are going to use at multiple phases of SAIL. And then rest of the fund we used in setting up dealer network, and some of the fund we used in creating, driverless forklifts, driverless bin handler, pallet handler, and this is one of the product which is like 16 feet high autonomous robo. So this is one of the initial bot which we have created. And now we are the only Indian company who has created, driverless battery operated huge robos like this. And we are at a stage where we can start selling in US market now.
So you just mentioned eyewear. Would you like to explain something about that?
Yeah, so eyewear is a heart at a futuristic platform. Okay, it is orchestrated with multiple layers we have built in. So it is WCS, WMS, ROS, fleet management, and PLC. So these layers can be combined and used at multiple stages of sale. It can be monetized also combinedly or individually.
So Milind, we just saw your experience zone, and we saw this tall thing here, and so why don't you show me your office?
Sure.
As I gathered, you come from a very humble background, and you come from a small town called Bhandara. So what really has been your inspiration where you took this leap and got into automotive robots, that too in car parking and real estate, and now into warehouse automation? So what has been that one inspirational moment in your childhood, you can tell us about?
Yeah. So when I was child, robotic was never there in picture, right? I was never inspired to make robots as a child. But yeah, I was always fascinated by science and its potential, right? And I'll tell you, in 1984, when I was 12 years, so Rakesh Sharma first landed on moon, right? So that was the first instance when I got, that was a profound impact on me. And I started realizing that people are traveling out of space, right? Second impact, if you see, in childhood was when I visited Bakranangal Dam, hydroelectricity plant, right? So huge science there, which impacted my life. So these were two early stage as far as I remember. Post that, when I moved to VJTI for doing my engineering in Mumbai, so that was my fundamental of engineering got developed there. And post that, I went to Germany to install robos, right? Multiple robos in way back in 2000. So that was a time, that was probably a tipping point in my career itself, right? There I started talking to people, my colleagues, that, going back, I will start robotics in India. And they used to say, robotics is not going to work in India and because the labor is cheap and all. But then I was very much sure that, robo is indispensable and it's going to come to India as well, right? And you can see automotive welding and automated parking, robo is like becoming part of their life. So you can say that was my first calling for robotics, right?
So I understand, in your early stage, Rakesh Sharma and your visit to Bhakra Nangal Dam, and of course then your, years at the Engineering Institute in Bombay had great, inspiration for you. But do you think, or are there any instances currently where you can say that, okay, these has been also some kind of inspirational moments for you, or this inspires you every day?
Yeah. So if you talk about recent year inspirations, right, or profound impact on me, one of them is Elon Musk. When he started talking about life on Mars, right? So I don't know whether life on Mars is possible or scientifically or economically viable, but then I know when such a big vision is there, there are a lot of breakthrough inventions happen on the way, which become byproduct of the whole bigger vision, right? And if you see SAIL, our solution for autonomous interconnected logistic, right? So that's the whole vision. So right from factory to the end customer, everything, all system are going to get autonomous, right? And interconnected too, right? So once they get interconnected, it will get efficiency also. So if you see our last few years, we have been investing in a lot of our ecosystem. Like if you see, we have invested in Diyantra, which is NLP engines and speech and text AI, by which a robo can talk, can send you text, and even can receive text. Second is we have been working with Neometry, which is a vision-based company, right, by which our robots can see. So it's basically a robo can see, can send you text, can talk, and then we have our own navigation by which the robo can walk. And we always had the expertise of robo picking certain items, right? Right from last 17 years, we have been doing that. So robo can do everything. Like it can pick, it can walk, it can talk, it can see, it can text. So it's like a near human we are trying to create.
So Milind, you just mentioned about SAIL, right? So where are you sailing to?
Yeah, good question. So SAIL, we are definitely sailing to Western world. Summer is there.
Wow.
And we'll sail there. So sailing here is,
You mean to sail? Yeah.
Yeah. The SAIL, the platform is a solution for autonomous interconnected logistic. So that's the whole solution. And as I said, right from factory to customer, everything is going to get autonomous, and that's what is our the whole vision is. So some of the problems we are trying to solve is now related to warehouse. So we have made warehouse robos, which is in this whole ecosystem, and towards the whole bigger vision of SAIL, as I said, when the vision is big, there are a lot of breakthrough invention happens, and individually all those inventions can be monetized, right? So some of the inventions are are autonomous robots, which we are using in warehouse, which will be monetized. So till now we have made 3 proprietary softwares and also 6 patents we have filed. So these are some of the path towards the whole bigger vision, which can be monetized now. So like this is one of the tiniest member of our SAIL, and you can see many such robots coming in, delivering packets at your doorstep. So this is one of the breakthrough invention towards going towards the bigger vision of sale, right? So this has brought tea now for us. You can have this tea.
Great. Wow. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited to have this tea today. Thank you, Milind. So you've also moved to, now mobile robots and that too in a subsidiary. So, but why, the reason behind a subsidiary? Why not the parent company?
Yeah, good question. Many people ask this question. And so we started with mobile robotics with a vision of sale and, with this vision, we have started focusing on e-commerce and a warehouse. So mobile robotics is one of the main thing which is going to define a warehouse and, the e-commerce. So that is why we introduced mobile robotics. And your second question is why in subsidiary, right? The whole thing, we never wanted to create another AREPL, right? And both this have a entirely different ecosystem. So this is more of a tech, and this requires entirely different domain expertise. So what we realized, if we start developing our own domain expertise, it might take a very long time. So we got some domain experts, and with the parent company and the domain experts, we formed a subsidiary, right? They as a co-founder, domain experts as a co-founder. And also, this is more of a software company, tech company, right? The mobile robotic company or the subsidiary of the parent. And the parent is more of a hardware and machine language, right? So beyond machine language, what is like software or Python or, software engineers. So those are going to be much more in this subsidiary.
So why have you named it RAS? I mean, what does it stand for?
Yeah. So RAS is Robo as a Service. It's a pay-per-use model. For this, we have tied up with a finance company in US, wherein, it is basically for easy adoption. So the customer doesn't have to pay upfront for any robot he wants to buy. So we will get upfront money, and the finance company will get, the money pay per use. So that is how RAS is.
Oh, great. Very interesting. Yep. So, Milind, like, many of us, we must have experienced that, your friends or family must have said that, Milind, this is going to be difficult or, not possible. So at that point of time, did you ever doubted yourself?
Yeah, like if you see our past history, right? So we started selling robots in India when there was 0% penetration of robots in India, right? And at that time, even the labor cost was low. In US, if you see now, the penetration of robotics is around 15%, right? And the labor cost is high. So there are a lot of things which have changed, right? And which gives us more, confidence that this is going to work, right? So commerce has gone to e-commerce. People have stopped, ordering more from their smartphones, right? And the deliveries are getting faster, right? So a lot of things get changed at the rear end, in e-commerce and warehouse. So earlier, probably the central warehouse, to cater material to any in any particular country, probably couple of warehouses were sufficient, right? But in a country like US, if you have to deliver in 4 hours, now you require 1,500 warehouse for any brand, and each brand is in that race of creating warehouse, So what is happening is warehouse is getting shorter, it is coming nearer to your house, deliveries are getting faster. So everything is calling for mobile robotics, right? So everything is changing. So a lot of things give us confidence. The whole ecosystem is changing, right? So though people keep on saying, robotics might work, might not work, but these are some of the compelling factors that, why robo is going to work. So today, if you see, we are the only company in India who is making such a tall mobile robotics, like 16 feet and 32 feet mobile robotics, or driverless forklifts, right? And automated, interconnected mobile robots is the only way ahead for, e-commerce and warehouse in coming years. So that's what gives us confidence.
So, Milan, you're a very, very self-motivated person, and I think that's amazing. But I'm sure over the span of 25 years of your career, you must have come across some moments, down moments, or I wouldn't say failures. And, you probably would have some people who would have doubted yourself. And so how did you, feel that way and felt that at that point of time?
Yeah, so, I come from a very humble background, and I have to accept that I'm not a privileged kid, right? So it's not a level playing field for me, and I have to play the game with those rules, right? So yes, like you get demotivated, but then you have strong family background, and then support. You have good friends. With all those support, you come back on track. I have great advisors whom I look up to. So it's overall very motivating surrounding. Moreover, I feel this is my calling, and how can I not build which I know is much faster, efficient, and cleaner for warehouses.
So at what stage is your company now?
Okay, so as I told you, we are the only company in India who is making 9 meters tall autonomous forklifts, bin handler, and pallet trucks. So also our tech, along with the robos, the complete solution saves around 30% of the space, okay, warehouse space, increases the productivity by 4 times, and the kind of algorithm what we have written, we require around 70% less robots than our competitors, right? So if our competitor requires 100 robots, we will require around 30 robots. So that is the kind of the tech we have built. We are actively looking for $4 million to infuse now, $4 million to infuse now, by which we'll be self-sustainable by end of this year. And further, we'll be raising funds to grow further and introduce more models. But we hope to get sustainable by this year end by 4 million. So that's where we are.
Interesting. Nice. So, Milan, where do you see ARAPL RAS in the next 5 years?
Recently, if you see one of the market media clip, so our competitor, which is a Reliance Arm now, has forecasted revenue of 8,000 crores in next 5 years. So the kind of product we have lined up has a market cap of 300 billion annually, and we have similar product range as our competitor. So we are also aiming to the same market revenue in next 5 years.
So you were talking about interconnected logistic and all, and I understand that. But what's the next story? What is it going to be for you after e-commerce, after warehouse? Any plans after that?
Yeah. So the whole tech or the whole vision is interconnected logistic solutions, like autonomous interconnected logistic solution. So the next steps after we establish in warehouse and e-commerce, it is extrapolation of the same tech of eyewear and the bolder and wider steps of the same autonomous, right? So as we said, once the material starts from factory, it reaches port. So the next is going to the port automation, right? So I did one of my project in IIM Ahmedabad when I was studying. So I did a project of port automation. So it is nothing but extrapolation of the same tech or the platform what we have made. So it's a bigger role in the sale post that.
So are you saying this can be diversified easily?
Yeah, this can be scaled up easily. The same tech is to be used. Yeah.
Before we end this show, I'll take another 5 minutes of yours and we'll quickly have a rapid fire round. And, we'll have just 5 questions. You won't get much time to think about it. So whatever that one word or two words comes to your mind, and we'll start now. So we've been talking about enterprise, business. So what is that idea of an enterprise for you?
Okay, taking the stakeholders and investors together.
Okay, great. And how would you interpret success?
To make a bigger enterprise.
Okay, great. And what was that one idea behind ARAPL RAS?
Sale, we want to have solve the issues in logistic and make it more efficient.
Okay. And where do you see Airappeal RAS in 2027?
$1 billion revenue company.
Oh, wow. That's great. So, Milind, the last question, extremely important. Are you ready? Yes. So, what is your next destination for your vacation?
It has to be Goa, right?
Really? But when? Goa is a place for everybody. So, Milind, thank you so much. You've really given us a lot of time today and to our viewers. And I'm sure not only this has inspired me, I'm sure it has been inspiring this entire session for our viewers and others young entrepreneurs.